thought for the day. Today we're going to continue in our studies, and we've come to the first book of Chronicles. The two books of Samuel are essentially the story of David. The two books of Kings introduce us to wonderful prophets, Elijah and Elisha, and of course a number of other kings. But when we come to the books of Chronicles, what we're really getting is a kind of a summary, in some cases a little bit of a commentary on some of the stories we've heard before. But I've picked out for our thought concerning 1 Chronicles a little story that's quite unique. 1 Chronicles chapter 4 verses 9 and 10. Let me read those verses to you. Jabez was more honourable than his brothers. His mother named him Jabez, saying, I gave birth to him in pain. Jabez cried out to the God of Israel, Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain. And God granted his request. Now, it's quite remarkable, really. I can't tell you lots and lots about Jabez because there isn't really any information except that God saw him as somebody different, somebody distinct. The introduction is more honourable than his brothers. Now again, I can't tell you how many brothers he had, but there was something about this young man that was truly special. There was something about his walk with God. Now, one little clue that we have about his background is that you get the impression that it was a difficult birth. Now again, I don't have lots of information about this, but that's the impression I get from the comment of his mother. Every child born will give the mother some pain and discomfort. That's a pretty natural and obvious thing. But maybe Jabez, for whatever reason, was reluctant to come into the world. We don't quite know. But his mum really did have perhaps a little additional agony in terms of bringing him into the world. But maybe as he grew up, I don't know how much he knew about his beginnings, but maybe that made him grateful. Maybe that caused him to be extra special. It could be, for all we know, that his mother even had concerns about losing him in childbirth. We just don't know. But what we do know is this, that he cries out to God and he says, Lord, would you bless me and enlarge my territory? You don't get the impression at all that this is a greedy sort of person who's just grasping for anything they can get. But again, this cry would seem very much to come from a heart of a visionary, somebody who wants the very best that God is able to give. And it's interesting that he says, and Lord, I'd be so grateful if in this enlargement you would also spare me pain. Again, we just don't know the significance behind that. Sometimes people will tell us something and really it's like a window into their life, that just a little door that if you walk through, you discover so much. But having perhaps had a difficult start, he was looking to God to bless him. He was absolutely desiring that God would open doors for him, would widen opportunities for him. He doesn't want it for himself. He's looking for that blessing in order to be a blessing to others. Well, we can certainly pray the prayer of Jabez. We can ask God to increase our borders, our realm of significance, in order that we might tell more about the Lord Jesus. May God bless you and give you a life where you're spared unnecessary pain and hardship in order that you might serve him. God bless you.